diving into what I believe is the most boring and underutilised episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Bloody hell.
To be honest, although this one has some good moments, it definitely could have been done better. So let's get into Season 4's Doomed. Enjoy! The episode opens exactly where Hush ended, with Buffy and Riley sitting in stunned silence.
Somebody should speak before one of us graduates.
Paranoia fills the conversation as they question whether anything about each other is real.
What are you?
Riley compares Buffy's strength to his own, and they both agree to take some time to think things over. Amy the rat marks the start of an earthquake. Buffy is understandably freaked out, but Riley, being excited about experiencing his first earthquake, misses her concerns completely.
It's my first earthquake.
It's not mine.
Giles tries reassuring Buffy that the earthquake was just that.
It was an earthquake, Buffy, a not uncommon occurrence in Southern California. No reason to think it was anything more.
Jesus Christ, Giles, you know better than this. Willow bumps into Percy at a blackout party. They have a forced conversation and Willow overhears Percy putting her down to reassure his girlfriend. I actually found this slightly out of character for Percy, mainly due to the events in Season 3.
Bored now. Want to make it better?
Or maybe he's just some form of forgetful moron. Depressed, Willow goes for a lie down in one of the rooms and finds herself lying next to a carved corpse. Buffy finally arrives at the party just in time to see the poor dead guy being wheeled out.
I wasn't sure where the party was, and then I saw the flashing lights in the ambulance, and I was like, right, of course. Death, carnage. It's a Buffy party.
Willow shows the Scoobies a symbol that was carved on the corpse. Giles states it's the end of the world, but doesn't divulge why.
I told you. I said end of the world, and you're like, poo-poo, Southern California, poo-poo.
I'm so very sorry. My contrition completely dwarfs the impending apocalypse.
Buffy says she'll stop it, and then that's it. Nothing in this scene really flows properly. It feels like some parts of it were probably left on the cutting room floor, and definitely not for the better. During patrol, Buffy bumps into a generic-looking demon in a crypt that sports the same symbol that Willow drew. The pair fight, the demon escapes, and Buffy nearly smacks Riley in the face. One more time. Oh, I wish that had connected. Riley gives one good line when Buffy compares him to other men.
You dated me before?
And then imparts one of his trademark cringy speeches.
But I can feel my skin humming. My hands, my every inch of me. I've never been this excited about anybody before.
I'm now going to forever refer to Riley as Captain Cringe. Buffy stating that she can't date Captain Cringe due to him being a normal human doesn't make a lot of sense to me, especially as she's wanting a relationship with a normal guy. And she even points out that's exactly what she thought at the beginning of the episode.
You Riley Finn. Corn-fed Iowa boy.
The lack of logic, I feel, is that her defence mechanisms were looking for an excuse to end things due to a previous heartbreak. This could have been written so much better and feels a little off during rewatches. The Scoobies in research mode, working out what is going on, contrasted with how the Initiative are doing the same, is excellent. It's an absolute perfect way to show the parallels of their different outlooks on the demon world. The Scoobies realise that the demons are going to perform an apocalyptic ritual, and everyone heads out to locate the word of Valius. Willow and Xander interrupt a depressed Spike trying to dust himself and take him with them to find the book.
If we don't find what we're looking for, we're facing an apocalypse.
Really? You're not just saying that?
The mission is fruitless, and Spike works out how to hurt the two without causing physical harm, which is absolutely hilarious, but I'll share my thoughts on Spike scenes later. Buffy bumps into Captain Cringe tracking the demon, and he makes yet another speech, but this time it actually makes sense. Although I still have this overwhelming urge to kick him in the shin when he finally shuts up. Giles realises that the word of Valios is a talisman and not a book, and that he has had it within his collection for some time.
Oh, as usual. Dear.
This leads to the demons appearing behind him and kicking the crap out of him. Giles, looking a little bit worse for wear, informs the gang that the demons plan to open the Hellmouth.
Looks like we're going back to high school.
And for me, this is where the episode falls extremely short. I feel it should have been more of a moment, having to return to Sunnydale High. I think the writers were attempting to showcase how underwhelming high school seems after leaving, but to me it felt a little lacking and it should have been a bigger moment. I also think they did a much better job of portraying this during the opener of Season 7, when the new Sunnydale High opened. The Scoobies arrive at Sunnydale High, and there's an extremely convenient stair-shaped pile of rubble down to the crater that was the library. Xander works out the demons are the sacrifice after one throws itself into the Hellmouth. Spike realises he can hit a demon and inadvertently adds to the ritual.
What? I was helping.
Captain Cringe shows up and Buffy follows the third demon into the Hellmouth. I have a couple of pet peeves about this scene, and I know there's probably a few of you that also share these peeves. Buffy defying the laws of gravity by catching up with the demon, Captain Cringe's never-ending cable, his hand not being sliced in two from said cable, and his seemingly unlimited strength as he pulls both Buffy and the demon out of the Hellmouth. It really does take away from this sequence. It's absolutely laughable. I do enjoy Captain Cringe attempting to lie to Willow and Xander, but it is completely outshone by Spike's fake American accent.
I'm just an old pal of Xander's here.
The episode concludes with Buffy doing a complete 180 and deciding to make a go of it with Riley. Alright, final thoughts. Yeah, it's a little bit quick this one, but yeah, let's go for it. Final thoughts. For the most part, I do find this episode quite boring. Nothing much happens that's of any value really. The underlying themes are great, but poorly executed. I do think having to return to Sunnydale High should have been a bigger deal, and I feel it missed the mark, but I also know that that was the point. Returning to your old school is never as big a deal as you imagine it will be. The general aesthetics of the burnt out school were done extremely well. Absolutely adore the chunks of mess scattered all over the place.
Ew.
The apocalypse story felt like a non-entity, to be honest, especially as it was supposed to be a metaphor to how Buffy viewed relationships. The entire apocalypse plot felt like an afterthought. I was just thrown in there so they had something for Buffy to work through while she worked out what to do about Captain Cringe. The most redeeming parts of the episode are the scenes with Spike. Spike in Xander's clothing is perfect. Him trying to hit Xander in the background and his attempts to appear menacing to Willow have me laughing out loud with every bloody rewatch. His final scene when he's wanting to kick all demon ass and do good is absolutely blinding. It is a perfect way to end any episode. These scenes are the main reason that I will continue to rewatch this episode. James Masters is just fantastic. I haven't really got much more to say, because I don't want to rant about this episode. As I said, there are some good parts. It's just that it's quite a boring and dull episode, that's all. It feels like filler, to be honest with you. So what are your thoughts on this episode? Do you like it? Do you not? Do you just feel nothing for it? What's your favourite scene? In fact, what's your favourite Spike scene in this episode? Let me know down in the comments. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.